have here two radiators, both from a Morris Minor 1000, and the reason I am showing you these today is the difference in quality of the cores. This one here is an original. It came from a scrapper that I've been dismantling. I'm not sure if it's been recored at some point in its life, but given the amount of time the car spent off the road, it's quite possible that this is the factory original, because there is a little plate there and you can just make out the remains of the stenciling that warned against opening the radiator cap with the engine hot or boiling. This was some script essentially saying protect your hand, use a rag, or wait till it's cooled down before you take the rad cap off. But you can see the thickness of the core on this. It's got big fins, you know, there's still, you just run your finger along them and there's no distortion, no disintegration, nothing. I'm not saying this would be fit to use, because it might be blocked, the core might be blocked inside, or it might leak, but I'm not interested in that just at the moment. I'm just showing you the construction of the core. So you can see we've got a big core there that fills up all the frame, and it's been cut very neatly at either side. You see, so we've got full fins at each end, and it's a good fit. So that's a real quality piece, and I am at some point in the future going to fill it with water and use the citric acid again to descale it and clean it out internally. But I am optimistic that this will run again on a car. So the other example is this sorry piece of junk here. This, I'm certain, is one of the modern reproductions. I mean, you can tell that gives the game away, this modern sticker with numbers on. That's telling me it's modern, and you can tell anyway. I mean, the construction there at the side, that's quite abysmal really when you compare it with this that's been properly soldered. So that's just been stuck on, because you also have to remember the frame when it bolts into the car has to be a good fit, and if these bolts don't align with the holes on the front valance that takes the radiator, you're going to be cursing and swearing a lot, especially after you'd paid for a new radiator. So let's drag this over here when there's a bit more space. So immediately you can see the core is in a bad way. There are damaged fins, and also note the gap here, how thin that core is. It doesn't fill the entire frame. To be honest, the sides, they're reasonably neat, but again that gives the game away that it doesn't fill the frame. I mean, look at that massive gap. So we'll turn it round to the front, and what a sorry state of affairs. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Thin, tiny fins crumbled to dust. And again, see how thin that core is. It must be burly, well, we can see inside. It's a single core, if you see. Just a second. Let's see if we can shed some light on the scene. Use my other mobile. So you can see in there that is a single core, because there's only one row of holes there for the water to go in. You see that? Whereas on this one, the proper job, take the cap off, show you this. If I can manage, you can see there quite easily that there are 2 sets of holes. Doesn't focus. Did I say I hate using technology because it never works properly? You can see the difference, but you get the idea anyway. So let's go back to this and focus the damn thing again. So that core, aside, even when it was new, it wouldn't have been as effective. But look at it now, and all I have to do is run my finger down and that crumbles to dust. Absolute rubbish. So I don't know who the supplier was of this. It's of no consequence to me because someone gave me this thing. But that's good for nothing now, absolutely good for nothing. Maybe the header tank could be saved in the sides. Perhaps you could use the frame for something or other, but even that, I mean, that's bad. I've never seen a frame rot away like that before. And that is rubbish. But yeah, that's one way of telling it how to get a good radiator. First of all, don't buy cheap rubbish, it's reproduction. Visit your local radiator specialist with the original, which you know will fit the car, and ask them to put a new core in it, a core similar to that what it had originally. And yes, it'll cost you a lot of money, but it's worth it in the long run for reliability and peace of mind. You buy cheap, you buy twice.